An overview of a Gottlieb 80B spring brake MPU with a lot of alkaline corrosion. Now a closer look, you can see possibly that this corrosion has gone deep and wide. It's the deep part that's problematic, as a large number of the solder pads for the 6502 have been obliterated. It's a 2-for-1 System 80 night. This is a MPU board from a spring brake that had a lot of corrosion. You can see where it looks like bare copper, and it had gotten all the way underneath the 6502 in the center of the screen, and all the way up to, well, the top of that second chip with the gold stripe on it. So I scraped that whole section there and removed all those parts, cleaned up all the holes, repaired traces as required, and put it all back together. It even got underneath the leftmost dip switch, and it's good to go now. Excellent. So I've got my RoboWar ROMs in it right now, and the fellow also sent the display along with it, so we can, I'm sorry about that, lost my head for a second, so we can test this display at the same time. So let me get over here. Maybe I can reduce some glare. I don't know. All right, into test we go. And I've got my tester here. If I press the credit button right now, you can skip past all the modes, or the audits and the adjustments, I guess. And now, again, I've mentioned this many times, but lamp test in 80B just kind of sucks. So when we're done here, I'll put it back into a track mode, and we'll be able to see all the lamps operating. It was funny, I was focused on the camera. Let me do that test one more time. Well, that's not the test I want. Here we go. And one more time, because I missed number 1. And now I've skipped all the way to switches. I should not be up this late working on this stuff. All right, going back to, there we go. There's a relay clicking underneath the playfield. You can hear it, test 1. So now that I've tested all that, let's get to switch matrix test. Let's see if I can get this all in the same shot. 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, and 77. So the switch matrix is working. Dip switches are all configured correctly, and that's what I have them set to. Sorry, way up there. And then display test. And the fellow indicated that it just wasn't lighting up, so it may be a problem with this power supply, or even just a fuse in the game. Now, while I've got it here, there are a couple of components that I'm going to change out. There's those 3 Phillips capacitors that look a little roasty toasty. I think they're 10 microfarad, but I'll change those out. The big one on the left, and then this is a 1K ohm 1 watt resistor, and I always change that one out too. Get these old displays to last as long as possible. 1 DCA, good to go. Let me power off and back on and show you a track mode. Good to see some new displays being created for Gottlieb System 80, 80A, and 80B games. I think they're the most attractive displays, you know, back in the day, compared to the Batley and Williams displays, which were the high voltage plasma. These were still mid voltage, I'll call it. Anyway, last thing to do is to put the spring brake ROMs in it and to test it with that. But this board and its display are good to go. Thank you very much. The working display panel with the Party Animals ROM installed in the MPU.